Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. We're going to take a look at an NBA game for Saturday. We've got Golden State heading into Houston on Saturday. We're taping on Friday night. Houston's got the night off, but Golden State's in action on Friday night, Brian. And I got to tell you, first you take a look at this Golden State team. Kerr gets the job this year. Mark Jackson did, a great job with Golden State. People forget that, the Warriors have not been significant for a long time, and he got them, to the next level. But did anybody see this coming with what Steve Kerr's done with Golden State? They're heading into Friday night's action, 31-5 on the season.
The other day, Mark Jackson went as an announcer. I believe it was on ESPN, and he went back as an announcer. And they thanked him and they introduced him. And a huge standing ovation. The fans really do appreciate what he did there. Kerr comes in, takes over. He's been terrific. And what is really interesting is they haven't been really healthy. Every day they seem to have one or two guys. I mean, tonight we're talking Iguodala's out and Bogut's out. One of the point guard or one of the guards, one of the Splash brothers, is out, or he's coming back, but he has missed some time. So they don't have the full guys healthy. You see that all the time. Usually the team who wins the NFL at the end of the year is the healthiest team. Yeah. Nobody ever talks about that. It's not the best team, it's the healthiest team. And that's the way it is in the NBA. If you've got a healthy team, you're going to be up there. Right now, Atlanta. Look at Atlanta. A lot of healthy players, and they're playing great ball. But they're doing it with some guys out of the lineup, which tells you this is a team that can actually go farther. You look at them, they can outscore anybody. But defensively, they've been really impressive this year.
Yeah, people look and they look at the points that they're scoring, and they forget that this team does play defense. And what they do offensively is they become more, they scored points last year, don't get me wrong, but they're more efficient with the basketball this year. And Klay Thompson, he's taken his game to the next level, and I think that you've got to definitely credit Kerr for in getting him to blossom, or maybe it was just the time for him to blossom, but he is doing a tremendous job. And when you've got him and you've got Curry, you got a lot of different options.
There was talk about Thompson leaving. They were thinking about trading him in the offseason. Part of that was this, Kevin Love at Minnesota. I believe they're pretty happy that they didn't make that trade at this point.
Yeah, good thing they didn't fall in love with that trade there. Now, all this great talk that we're giving to Golden State, and I'm going to be coming with the other side here. One last thing I want to say about the players and a lot of people being in and out of the lineup. Do you think that Steve Kerr is taking anything out of the playbook from Coach Pop with how he's always managed the teams the last few years with minutes and and having his players ready for when it counted?
Well, he's doing it with Bogut because Bogut's, not that he's old, he just has an
he's
injury.
Frail. He just always
injury history. San Antonio's is more on necessity because he's got older guys. I don't think that's part of it. I think because of the Bogut situation, yes. He's not in there all the time. And Bogut's been their best defensive player for a big man, which really is amazing when he's not in the lineup. They still play the great defense.
All right, well, let's go ahead. We've teased around this one a little bit. I'm a situational guy, Brian, and to me, this is just an absolutely horrible spot for Golden State. And I know you're saying, they're 31-5, dude. You're going to try to jump in front of that freight train and pick the spot where they're going to lose? Well, a Saturday night crowd in the NBA. They're playing on Friday night. They're not at full strength Friday night, and they're playing a team that even though record-wise is not as good as Houston, I think everybody knows that when healthy, Oklahoma City is one of the best teams in the West. And every game with Oklahoma City's important because they're making a charge because they dug themselves a hole because of the injuries at the beginning of the season. That Oklahoma City playing them tonight, that's going to be a battle for Golden State. And if you look at what Golden State has done, this is going to be their fourth game in 5 nights. A horrible scheduling spot. We see a lot of 3 games in 4 nights. You don't see a lot of 4 and 5 nights. And every game was in a different city, just making it even more travel-wise. So this is one where I'm handicapping the situation and more so than just the 2 teams. Because let's face it, the NBA season's long. There's going to be spots on the schedule where it's just not a good spot. And I don't want to bring up San Antonio again, but we've seen times where he's almost like thrown a game away because it was just a horrible spot. Why expend it? And I just think this is that spot for Golden State. I'm not saying they're going to go out and roll over and play dead, but I just don't think it's a good spot for them. And Houston's gaining some confidence. They had a big win last night on Thursday Night TV against Oklahoma City, gaining confidence with this team. And when when Houston has everybody on the floor, they're a team to be reckoned with too in the Western Conference. Like, who isn't, a team to be reckoned with in the West? But I think Houston's a good team, and I think this is a great spot for them. And I think we're going to get a decent number because of Golden State's record is going to overshadow what the line should be. I saw an early number of 2.5. Again, we're taping on Friday. The numbers are just starting to come up, but I have Houston winning this one by 5 to 7 points. Houston
played great early on, then they slumped. Now they're playing really good ball again. And a lot of it has to do with the health of the team and with the center back and playing fully. I do have some concerns about Oklahoma City. It's not the game we're talking about, but we have mentioned them a couple times. They're just not playing well right now. You would think that they would start to come together. Now that they played a little bit, they're not playing well. That's one of the teams right now I'm looking to play against when I can. But yeah, if you're Golden State and you've got this great record, you could take a game off once in a while when you have that kind of record, and that would be tomorrow night would be a perfect time to do it. And Houston's a team that will run with them. Houston's a very good basketball team. They want to prove that they're up there again and not an afterthought here in the Western Conference.
Absolutely. All right, we'll make that one official. Go ahead and lay the points with Houston tomorrow night. And guys, I want to tell you about head over to wagertalk.com. Tony Finn's got his 5% college basketball game of the month. Now, with our 5% plays at WagerTalk, we give you a guarantee. If you don't win that game, we put our money where our mouth is. You get a 150% guarantee, meaning if you sign up, buy the game for $30, if it doesn't win, you're going to get $45 put back into your account to use for future service from that capper. Also tell you tomorrow, if you don't want to get just Tony Finn's play, check out the Wager Talk Power Pass. We do it every Wednesday and Saturday. You can buy everybody at the site for one price. Get a Power Pass, $99. You'll get all of the plays from everybody, Brian, myself, Tony Finn, Prez, Executive Sports. Get everybody, Steve Merrill. One price, get them all on Saturday, $99. Check it out.
So Tony Finn's been on a tremendous run there. So you're saying his followers are swimming in money?
They would be. Well, I will tell Tony to put that in his ad copy for tomorrow, because, by the way, Tony's going for 11 in a row. He's hit 11 in a row. Check him out on Saturday. And I told Tony today, I told him, keep it going. I said, I'm going to root for you for 13 more games to get it to 25, to get it to 24 in a row, and then I can't root for you anymore.
What are you, the Miami Dolphins?
You know what? We've got to pop the champagne, do it. But if he surpasses me, I'll continue to root for him past it. But he's got to get the 25th one on his own. And then the 26th.
Let's get the 12th one here first, okay?
All right, guys. He's Bryan Leonard. I'm Marco D'Angelo. We'll be back. Sunday action. I think there might be a football game or two to talk about on Sunday.
Who cares about that?
All right. We'll see if we can talk about that next. WagerTalk.com.